Welcome to Lead with AI. I'm Dr. Tamara Nall. In each episode, we will take you behind the scenes with visionary leaders shaping the future of AI across public and private sectors. Join us as we explore groundbreaking projects and innovations that are transforming industries and making a real impact on people's lives. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dr. T, and I'm here on the Lead with AI podcast, and I am so excited to have Carrie Soave with us. Carrie, welcome. How are you?
I feel so great, and I feel so honored to be on this podcast, so thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. I am excited because, as you know, this podcast wants to highlight AI technology and innovation within the private and public spaces. And so based on what I know and based on what I've researched, you have done a lot in the real estate industry to shake that up with AI. So I am very excited about getting into that conversation. And I have my list and your bio and your background, but I cannot give you as much justice as you can yourself. So tell us a little bit about you and highlight all the goodies.
Yeah, so I consider myself the AI expert for the real estate industry. I got in really early and I'm fascinated by it. I've actually been able to transition out of real estate. So I've been a licensed agent for 15 years. No longer practice AI full-time. I've also been a content creator for the entire 15 years. So I have built my real estate business on social media, and now I have built an AI business on social media. So that is something that most people kind of forget about because I am very public. I have a huge digital presence.
Wow.
I put out so much content every day. Like if you are on my socials, you're probably sick of seeing my face. And I started by creating custom solutions for agents and brokerages and then developers. And then it snowballed outside of the real estate industry. And now, because I have this program for agents, I'm actually launching next week a program for all business owners because I have many spas in my program, and insurance brokers, it's just they need their own thing, right? They can't group them in. And here's the thing, we all get business the same way. We just need to change our target. Our target is going to look different. Our ideal client's going to look different. Other than that, my systems work for any business.
So it looks like you, particularly in real estate, you've taken care of the entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
It helped them with that. So talk to me about, how did you start? Of course, there was some pain point or some gap or some need. Talk to me about when you had that aha moment and what exactly do you offer the agents versus the developers, the brokers, etc.
As an agent, there's always a pain point that there's not a lot of helpfulness in this industry. I am with EXP now, and that has all changed. It's a different ecosphere. But traditionally in real estate, you don't get help from people. And there's a lot of gatekeeping. And it's a business where with blood, sweat, and tears, we can make a really good living. But if we ever want to scale and build a real business with a team and, scaling, it's going to take a huge financial investment. And I always hated that about the industry. Okay. Then I was always coaching realtors on social media because it's what I do best.
Right.
How I generated 95% of my business my entire career. I understand content creation for generating clients like not a lot of people do. So, but it's still uncomfortable. I hate recording video. I hate exposing myself. And
really,
I do.
It's natural.
And here's the truth. The truth is, people think that social media is going to be so easy, and it's not. You need to put as much hours into it as if you were out there calling leads or knocking on doors or whatever. It is not you get to more people, but really you're spending hours every day doing it. So that was where AI first came in. As soon as they released no code AI, ChatGPT, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, I don't know. I lose track of time. I was like, how can I figure this out for my social media clients and make the whole content creation process easier for them? So once I figured that out, I figured out how to take them from idea to creation to editing to posting, all with AI. It cut down from 3-4 hours a day, 5 days a week, to 1-2 hours a week. Boom, done. That was so successful that I just decided to go down the rabbit hole. And I was like, how can I apply AI to every area of my business, of a real estate agent's business? And then came the pain point of really addressing using AI as leverage to remove that gate-kept community of being able to scale and grow a team and a massive business in real estate. And once I figured that out, I just started sharing it with everybody through the AI solution.
Right. Talk about that.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of myself because when you're in an industry and you're a business owner, it's so isolating. I feel like not a lot of people have the mentorship that they need to take them to where they want to be without spending a lot of freaking
money. Yeah.
A lot of money. Okay. So let's use AI as leverage. Let's replace a mentor with AI. So now I'm using it for my business. And I'm kind of like, okay, I know how to build a business with social media and content creation. I'm doing really well. I built $1 million company, couple $1 million company, right? And I'm like, I want to scale to $1 million a month. How do I scale further? How do I build a $1 billion company? Like, you ever heard of these like tech companies that have like the owner and then it's all
right.
nation and like that's what I want to build. And I'm like, how do I do that though? Because I've never done it before and I don't know anybody personally who's ever done it before. So now I'm like, I'm going to use AI to figure it out. And here we are.
Oh, wow. That's absolutely amazing. And so the AI solution and your custom GPTs, do they help both with like the front office and marketing and getting clients as well as the back office and how to be more efficient?
Absolutely. Every area of your business, right? Even with automation, PTs that help you automate everything as well.
Right.
Have you ever used Zapier?
I have heard of it. I have not. Now, I am on social media platforms, primarily TikTok, and they're like, well, let me tell you in 60 seconds how to use it. And it looks phenomenal. I just haven't taken the time to do it. But it seems like, I mean, you really can scale your business with all of these, API integrations. Does it use API integration?
Yeah. And hot tip, listen to this. You don't need to learn how to use Zapier anymore. You just need to open an account, use Zapier's custom GPT that they built.
And it does it for you.
I like you to go into the custom GPT and you're like, okay, my life would be made so much easier if I could just make this, and this automated. Can you do this for me? It'll not only just like show you how to do it, but you have to push a button to allow it to connect to your Zapier account. It'll build the automation for you.
That is amazing. I think maybe this is the universe telling me I need to do it.
Right?
Literally, the algorithm in TikTok is like every video is related to that. And now I'm here talking to the fabulous Carrie, who's telling me the same thing. So the next time we touch base, it will be done. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, you have a famous quote that says, AI won't make you money. The systems and workflows you build with AI will. Let's talk about that.
I feel like listening to somebody like me in a video talk about AI would lead somebody who knows nothing about AI into believing that it's just so easy. I'm just going to open up Chat GPT and ask it to do something for me, and my life is going to be 1,000 times better. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. Right? So like, great. It's great that you can get Chat GPT to do one thing for you, but I build entire workflows. So when I go into Chat GPT, I'm doing deep research. I'm taking that deep research. I'm turning it into a blog, and then turning the blog into a YouTube video, the YouTube video into short form videos. And then I'm generating all my captions and all my SEO optimization. And now I have like a week's worth of content in like 5 minutes. So I believe the majority of people aren't using it the right way, optimally. I believe it's worth it to get some guidance from people workflows. Have you used tasks yet in ChatGPT?
I haven't. I've seen it. I haven't used that either. Really, the only thing that I've used, and I use it quite a bit, is the projects, because if I want to ask questions or do research, etc., I wanted to kind of like feed off of the earlier results, and so that's what I've done. But a lot of the other extra bells and whistles, I have not, and I feel like I have gotten like 1,000,000% more efficient. So if I were to use these others, no telling what I could do.
What if I told you that with tasks, you can now automate everything that you would physically go in and prompt ChatGPT to do for you all the time? You can now automate so that you just get an alert in your email that it's been done and it's waiting for you inside the conversation.
Wow, that would be amazing.
So that's what I do. I'm like, so like I look at tasks, and this is how my brain works. I'm like, okay, how can I create tasks for real estate agents? What would an ideal task look like? An ideal task would have it every month, last day of the month, search the internet for the top articles on the market in their market area, compile them, analyze them, generate a full report complete with citations, turn that report into an email blast, turn that email blast into a video script, turn that video script into a blog, and then at the end of every month, like the agent's just getting an email, all of your stuff is ready, and they just have to like copy paste everywhere or
and post it. So like on every platform, it will put it in the format that works for YouTube or Pinterest or whatever.
Now imagine if you could automate the back end of that as well. So how would we do that? We would connect it to Zapier. That would be so cool, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. That's how my brain works. Like, not enough for me just to do one thing. Like, let's take a feature and figure out the best way, or take an entire platform like ChatGPT and figure out the best way of using all of these projects, Canvas, tasks, custom GPTs, and personalization. And how do I create an entire business plan, right? That's like my strength. Like,
right.
I'm not a techie person. I'm not a computer engineer. I can't build AI that's coded. Like, I can't do it. I have no technical skills. I didn't go to school for computers. I can't even create a freaking spreadsheet. Like, laugh, but like I wouldn't, like, if you asked me to create an Excel spreadsheet, I'd be like, sorry, I can't. Like, I quit.
Right.
So yeah, like that's my limitations, but my strengths are very operational and strategic. Right?
No, that's amazing. Now, when you think about those in real estate that you help, be it a broker, agent, developer, whomever, what has been the most successful story? What's the success story that you can share with us about your solutions and how those solutions help someone?
I wish it was a lot more. It's a mixed bag. Because the problem when you're dealing with companies is I'm working with the employees of the companies, not the owner who's paying for it.
Got it.
Sometimes the tools don't get used as much as they should, or the agents buy the course and don't even open it. Like, this stuff happens all the time. But I have a good, good people. I get agents who are being very innovative with it. So they're taking what I'm doing, but they're also learning from how I'm advising them, and they're saying, how can I take this further? And I love it when somebody comes to me, not only implements everything I do, and it's saving them time, it's saving them money, they've cut their expenses and they're generating more money. That's great. I also love it when they call me and they're like, hey, like, I'm using ChatGPT as a journal right now, and it's literally like helping me through a really hard time, and all I just talk to it every day at the end of the day about how I'm feeling and what happened in my day. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Because at the same time, they're training it. They're training the model. So now the content's going to get like 1,000 times better. right? And then,
Right.
or the people that are like the agents or team leaders. I have a team leader who took my course, and she was like, I'm going to figure out how to use this for agent attraction and growing my team, not production.
So like recruiting?
Yeah. And she full on committed, and like she's recruiting like a mother. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah, which is so great. Like I love seeing people not just doing what I'm telling them to do, but being innovative as well.
Now, there are so many people that feel and strongly believe that AI is going to take away all types of jobs and human interaction. Are there parts that AI will not take away from real estate, where the absolute one-on-one connections, the in-person human interactions will exist to the end of time?
This is a very controversial, topic, and I don't tiptoe around it, and I don't pretend. I think that AI will take a lot of jobs. I think that more jobs will come because of it. Will look completely different. People are like, oh, I think it's very dangerous to say that AI can't replace humans. Irresponsible to say that, because like I think Sam Altman was saying that Chat GPT 5 is going to be smarter than him. That's coming out in a month. Like
Right.
that's where we're at. So imagine where we're going to be at in a year.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's very irresponsible. Also, they just released 4.5. I don't know if it's only on the pro version right now, but it's supposed to have EQ, not just IQ.
We do need EQ in the world for sure.
So what does that mean for businesses built on relationships? I hate to say it, but I think at some point people will have relationships with robots. And like I'm thinking long term here, but like then we look at things that Elon Musk says, where we eventually we're not going to need currency. There's going to be so much AI and everything's just going to be automated and done for us that there will be no need for currency, which means we can do what we want. So like there's there's just all these options. Like, is it the worst thing in the world?
To that point about people having relationships with robots, I want you to check out a company called Rely AI, RELI AI.
Okay.
And the website is relyiai.app. So that's just a little side note. Now, but let me just challenge you a little bit. What about when you buy homes and you have to show the home to someone? Do you feel it'll get to a point where the agent won't have to meet anybody? And there won't be that interaction at all?
Maybe we'll work for the AI. No, I'm joking. Okay, listen. There's some people that love people and can't get enough of people. There's some people right now that are choosing technology and automation over relationships. I feel like it's always going to be like that. There's some industries where they've removed the need for relationships. But then the other companies in that industry still have that relationship maintained. There's going to be somebody for everybody. And I think that people need to use it to their advantage. Like, how are you going to deal with a client who knows more about AI than you do?
Right.
You got to start thinking about this. Like, you cannot compete with an agent using AI.
Okay.
You not be able to compete with AI. You know, like let's start somewhere, because I feel like there always will be a market for human relationship. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a futurist. So I'm going to ask you to predict 10 years from now, what will your industry look like? Particularly with the adoption of AI. Like, it is this today, it's going to be that tomorrow.
So are we talking about the industry of AI or my industry of real estate?
Industry in real estate. And then you can answer the other one, but I really want to hone in because a lot of people know that you're like a real estate guru and you've been a pioneer with AI in real estate. So I want them to get that gold nugget too.
Okay, did you know that like we are dangerously close, if not already at the point where we can create entire companies with AI?
We're close. There's probably some out there being, and the great thing about AI, and I've talked about this with some of my colleagues, it levels the playing field. There are so many people in many countries with such talent and intelligence, but did not have the resources. And now with like AI and all of these, LLMs and free versions, etc. I mean, it really has leveled the playing field, and it's actually quite exciting to me.
What I think is the people that are going to win and remain at the top of the real estate industry are those who are continually growing as people and human beings and leaders. Okay. Because if AI is evening the playing field, that means you got to be an exceptional being to be at the top. Like, yeah. Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
And I think there won't be as much room for as much success. I feel like it's going to narrow a little bit. But I think that there's going to, Zuckerberg said last year, there will be more AI agents than humans. So you're going to be looking at massive mega teams built of AI agents with one or two humans. I think that's what it's going to look like. But again, exceptional humans leading the charge. So, and my advice to anybody is get your together,
right.
Figure yourself out, grow as much as you can as a human being so that you can bring more to the table.
Right.
Because things like mediocrity is not going to be your friend.
Unacceptable. Right. I feel that way. I've always felt that way. And do you feel like these exceptional individuals, do you feel like it's more than EQ? Like it's IQ and EQ?
Yeah, because I feel like you need to be a strategist, you need to be a thought leader, and you need to have EQ, a lot of it, right? A lot of emotional intelligence. I feel like that mixture, and there's you're never done learning. So I feel like a business owner's job is going to be to learn. Before, maybe that wasn't the truth. Like maybe that wasn't accurate all the time up until now. It obviously the great leaders are always learning. I think it's going to be mandatory to even play the game.
Okay, so let me give you two scenarios, and I want to get your thoughts on these two. And this is about like futuristic and all of that. So the first scenario is I am a couple and we're buying a home, and I'm attached to some agent. I go in the home, I look at the home, and the agent is not there, but yet I'm using some, customized branded chatbot to ask questions about like, how old is the home, or what about this cabinet over here? And they get responses. What do you think about that?
I feel like that could be useful. I feel like what could be really cool is to because you know how AI now is like detecting brainwaves and emotions, and it's got the ability, there's technology that has the ability to change brainwaves and emotions in people. I feel like using that in the sales industry would be really cool.
That's amazing.
Scientist brain though.
So you could actually determine whether or not they like the house. And if there's something that they don't like, the AI can try to maybe say something to change their mind about it. Is that what you're saying?
Or how about like negotiations, being able to really read somebody during negotiations? That was super cool. That's how, so that's what I mean. Like in the future, you're going to need to have some vision to set yourself apart. Providing better service isn't going to cut it anymore. Because the AI is bringing that to the table. You know what I mean? What do you bring to the table?
Right. And that's why I just love like this podcast and the mission of the podcast, because it really is trying to stretch the boundaries, make people think, impossible to possible, take the I am from impossible. That's amazing. Okay. So second scenario. And this is a couple that actually wants to have that human interaction. So they look at a house, but one of the partners is a robot. So you have a human and a robot. Do you see that in the future?
Yeah. Well, because look at these companies that like shipping like humanoids here right now as like as significant others. Didn't like Lamar Odom just purchased one that looks like Khloe Kardashian or something like crazy.
Okay, I gotta look into that.
I feel like that is a lot closer than we think.
Now, for your program, AI Solution, and your other training programs, how do you, or how should they measure success? How do they measure success? Okay, I'm doing this. Now I'm implementing all of the solutions that you're giving me. I'm using the customized chatbots. I'm using AI. How do we know we've arrived or we've gotten better? What are the metrics that you're teaching your students and your mentees to use?
So you're going to be doing a few different things. So you're going to be generating more revenue, okay? Because you're going to be running actual campaigns, organic and paid, to generate business constantly. You're going to be, and you've built a brand, you built your unique value proposition. Like, you're just like a stronger brand, which is boosting you organically. So instead of being out chasing leads, you're attracting business that's coming to you.
To you, okay.
More comfortable way to run a business, guys. Nobody likes chasing people down that don't want to talk to us, okay? And then, there's also your bottom line, because I see a lot of teams, a lot of companies that have impressive numbers, but it's their gross that they're talking about. Show me your net. Show me what you're taking home. And when they see those expenses cut, I feel like when I see business owners cut their expenses, that's when they are the happiest, because they feel like they can breathe. It doesn't matter how much money you make, it matters how much you take home.
Right.
And the cherry on the cake is being able to grow, build, and scale your business as a leader with confidence, because you have an army of AI agent advisors. And that replaces your $100,000 a year coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people you need to pay a lot of money to get access to. Yeah, learning how to use AI at that level is the thing that will transform your life, not just, your year.
Now, and I view myself, you're a pioneer in the real estate industry. I view myself as a pioneer in ethics and bias reduction in AI. Talk to us a little bit about your views on that and how one should think about ethics, particularly with AI innovation in real estate.
So I guess moving ethically with AI for businesses, I feel like it comes down to disclosing that you're using it. I think it's unethical not to. People are like, oh, well, I want to use chatbots and I don't want people to know they're talking to a chatbot. I'm like, why?
Right.
They're probably way more comfortable. Like, I feel like it could only be advantageous to disclose. That's my personal opinion, though.
Okay.
What else? Like, what other uploading, being very careful with documents and stuff that we're putting out there, keeping our clients' privacy. That's always a huge concern. Yeah. What else? What else do you think?
Yeah, I think all of the security is like you mentioned that, security is very is really big deal. I also think that for activities or analysis where there's data involved, that you've got to make sure that you're pulling the right data, that it's not bad data, that it's not overly biased in terms of certain demographics or certain metrics, etc.
I got something to say about that.
Go ahead.
So I met a wonderful man, and you should have him on your podcast. His name is Pavan Agarwal. Pavan.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He is one of the owners of SunWest Mortgages. I'm not American, but this is like a huge deal, and I don't know the company well because like I'm not American, I'm Canadian. I think that's what it's called. It's a mortgage company, international, nationwide. And he owns Angel AI.
Okay, Angel AI. Mm-hmm.
His vision for Angel AI was to solve these problems of inequality industry. Basically, it's an AI that acts as an underwriter that purely looks at the numbers and does not look at anything else. Because he found, like, so let's say African Americans, 2 of every 4 that are qualified on paper actually get approved. That's a problem. Okay. So it's removing that bias. Okay. And then as like a treat, this angel AI will also do your debt consolidation and your credit negotiations.
Oh, wow.
As like a calling bot that will just never give up or give in on negotiations. And it's been very successful for people that, have creditors after them. And
oh, wow.
That out, and everything is free.
Wow. Okay, Angel, I'm gonna definitely,
because he is like, I feel like he is right up your alley.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I want to reach out to him, or you make the connection. I love warm introductions, so absolutely.
Take a look at my podcast. He's
okay
on it in September.
Okay, perfect. I will absolutely do that. Earlier, you mentioned that you're doing this full time now, and my question to you is it 8 hours a day? Are you doing 2 hours a day? Like, what does full time mean, and what does all of this AI? What has that done for your life?
Okay, so first of all, let's put this into perspective.
Okay.
Instead of asking me how many hours a day I work, you don't want to know that.
Okay.
But I can do an entire week, if not 2 weeks of work in like 2 hours. So, but keep in mind, I'm still working 10 hours a day, sometimes more. I am driven. I am insane.
Okay.
A little obsessed and a little psychotic. Okay. So I use a lot of, like, you're going to save time with AI, but what you do with that extra time just depends on what kind of person you are. I choose to do more.
Okay. Well, fair. I appreciate that. I appreciate
business owner, and when you are starting a business and when you are growing a business, there is no balance. Like, it's brute force.
Right.
It's just energy, aggression, and relentlessness. And yeah, that's what my life looks like.
And has AI enabled you to have more revenue streams?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's allowed me to build businesses faster, because now if I'm doing 2 weeks of work in 2 hours, just think of how much I'm getting done in a week. Right.
Right.
So I'm able to grow more, build more, and without hiring people. That's the key, because I'm implementing AI into my own business. Everything I teach, I use. I do. My own systems I'm sharing, right? Yeah, I'm able to do it with very little help. I probably need more help, but whatever.
Got it.
AI.
That's amazing. So now let's do rapid fire. Okay, real quick. So the most overrated AI tool. Whenever I see rapid fire, there's always a pause. There's never yeah. So yeah.
Anything attached to your email right now. And like, I get so angry because people are like, oh my God, this AI tool, it's so great. It's going to categorize your emails and draft responses. And I'm like, I start using it, and then I find it takes me longer to written, and I get angry when my time gets wasted.
Right. Okay.
I'm not gonna name them, but there's a couple out there, and I'm just like, what is the point of this? It's not saving me time. Why are you here? You know?
Right. Okay, most underutilized AI capability.
Automation.
Yep. And I'm guilty of that. Zapier, I'm definitely gonna get on top of that. One thing everyone gets wrong about AI implementation:
that they can't do it. That they don't have the skills to do it. They think they have to have technical skills, and it's like, no. AI is all about having communication skills, not technical skills.
Right.
If you can communicate clearly, you're gonna win with AI.
Essential skill for successfully leading AI transformation: an
open mind.
Open mind.
A lot of free time. The time deep dive, because it's a while, like, I'm not joking.
what do you want to share that we didn't cover that you want folks to know? Of course, at the end, I want you to tell us how we can get in contact with you and all the different ways to do that. But what's something else you wanted to add?
So we mention this? I'm launching a program for businesses.
You did, but talk a little bit more about that because it was just a mention.
I speak on stage all over the world. I was in Iceland last year, Portugal. I was speaking at the Parliament in Rome, Italy. I go everywhere and anywhere. So, and I love doing it. So anybody can ask me to do whatever. I'm pretty open. This is what I love, right? So as long as I could talk about what I love, I'm having a great time.
The product that you're launching soon. So right now you have your product offering for real estate, but I think you mentioned that you have so many different students from across industries that you're now providing a solution that is for businesses, regardless of the industry, correct?
Yes. So that is launching next week. And then the next step is I'm going to start teaching people how to become AI consultants and grow consulting companies.
Okay, like agents.
Yes, in the next couple months, because like if I can work that quickly, I can pump this stuff out pretty good.
Right.
Which is great. I'm just excited. I want more people to adopt it. I want more people to embrace it. And I'm really good at this. So I'm trying to get as many people as possible to which is great.
How can we get in contact with you?
I am all over. LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, YouTube.
And then what's the name of your podcast?
Everything They Never Told You About Real Estate. There's that too. I'm everywhere. I got clips of everything everywhere. I think I put out probably like 29 pieces of content every day. It's ridiculous. Wow. So be prepared. You come
with Zapier.
What?
Right, with Zapier, right?
Yeah. You come into my funnel and I'm telling you, you're not leaving. You're just throwing it for a while.
You're going around. That's right. Getting better and better. Okay. That is good. Now, another question that I have is something that I watch, podcasts, and it's something I've seen a couple of places, and that is I want to get an interview question from you to ask my next guest. So what is that question? And again, it's about AI and private sector and public sector.
Okay, so I feel like you should ask them something about AI agents. I liked your line of questioning where you were asking me about like taking over jobs and, where do AI agents fit into that and what's the in that, right? Also, you should ask them what tech tool they can't live without, not necessarily AI, because as you know, every company is implementing AI. I think I read like Amazon just friggin' gave Alexa a massive AI upgrade the other day. About that, like just bananas, like go and order me this kind of.
I did not see that headline, but I'm not surprised because every time I use it, I say, she gets smarter and smarter. So
yeah. So I would ask your next guest the tech tool they can't live without.
They can't live without. I got it. I have written it down, and that will be the question for my next guest. So everybody, Carrie Soave, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this discussion, and I love your thoughts on using AI throughout your business and your personal life and what the future looks like. I appreciated your truth and your honesty and directness about jobs and AI replacing them, but what we still need to do to stay relevant. So I really, really enjoyed it. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in to Lead with AI. I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the cutting-edge innovations shaping AI across the public and private sectors. Until then, keep leading with AI.